Don't mind me, you guys. I'm just searching for crumbs of news. Any little crumb we can get for season 6 of The Dragon Prince. And you know what? I might have found something for you today. So let's get into it. What's going on, you guys? James here with some real news, and today, Dragon Prince fans, we've got a little bit to talk about when it comes to Season 6. Some things that will get you curious, maybe happy, and other things that might get you sad. Just like I was when I read the news. Now, before we get into it, because there's a little bit to break down, and then I'm going to give you some of my thoughts. If it's your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James, where I love talking about movies, TV, and all of the news in between. So if you do too, hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, and join the Real family for a lot of content as the year goes on. Because when The Dragon Prince drops on Netflix, yeah, I'm dropping every reaction for every episode, reviews, tier lists, all of that fun stuff, because I cannot wait to sit down and finally get this show. But when? We don't know, because there's still no release date. It's just coming soon this year. And while we won't be getting a release date anytime soon, well guys, there could be some season 6 news right around the corner, and it could come from a convention. Alrighty, to be completely honest with you, I don't think there's a high chance we're getting news at this convention, but it's worth talking about. So the Rhode Island Anime Con is happening in June, and on Wednesday, RI Anime Con shared on X that there will be guests from The Dragon Prince, and they'll be adding them to their list come June, and they wrote this on X, and I quote, "Stay tuned this week, hashtag RIAC 2024 fans, for we will be announcing guests from the Netflix series The Dragon Prince." Now, there was a lot of speculation among the fandom that there could be news, and I thought, yeah, but only if the creators are there, like friend of the channel Aaron Ehasz and Justin Richmond. And if there are only voice actors, well, maybe there's no news, and they just show up to do meet and greets and signings like at most conventions. Well, it seems like it's going to be the latter and not the former. So before we get into that, let's dive into Rhode Island Anime Con and who they are. Well, it's an anime convention held in, you guessed it, Rhode Island, and they began in 2023, which was their inaugural year, according to Providence Business News. And during their inaugural year, I looked at their guest list and I thought, wow, you got some heavy hitters like Greg Baldwin, who voiced Uncle Iroh in the original Avatar: The Last Airbender series, and it does seem like they're a smaller scale convention. So while they do have an area for panel submissions, for example, I don't necessarily believe that they've had big panels like a New York Comic-Con or a San Diego Comic-Con. It just seems like they're operating on a much smaller scale. Now, here's why I don't think we're getting any Season 6 updates at this anime convention. One, it seems like they're only inviting artists and voice actors, as they don't have any panels confirmed. So far, Jesse Inokaya, who voices Soren, and Paula Burrows, who voices Rayla, the best character in The Dragon Prince, is showing up, or at least they're confirmed to be showing up in June. Now, does this mean they won't add any panels with the names that they've confirmed? No, but I can't imagine voice actors themselves breaking big news without a decent number of cast and crew members present. And because it seems like they only attract voice actors, there's no chance that Aaron Ehasz and Justin Richmond go this year. And Aaron Ehasz actually replied to one of my posts on X and said he's never heard of this convention. So yeah, I mean, it's a smaller scale convention, like I said. It's best if The Dragon Prince actually pushes out news at the big four: WonderCon, New York Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm probably missing one. There's like a fourth one that I'm missing. So for now, we'll just go with the big three, because that's where you're going to get the most reach and the most fans able to attend. And that leads into my next point, which is, guys, San Diego Comic-Con is in July. So if they're going to make an appearance and drop some big news, it's probably going to be in July at San Diego Comic-Con. Now, that's my theory, that they're going to promote Season 6 then and there with a mid-August release date for Season 6. That's my hope, at least. Some of you said October and September. I hope not. That might be a little too late, but we'll see what happens. So with all that aside, now I want to kind of dive into Aaron Ehasz going on X, and this is maybe a separate subject from the Anime Con, and this leads into if we're going to be getting Season 6 news anytime soon. It sounds like we might. Aaron Ehasz wrote on X, and I quote, "Stay calm, hashtag The Dragon Prince folks. There is still some waiting, but Season 6 and Season 7 are both coming. Justin and I are working on something fun in the next few days to give us something to talk about while we wait, so follow him if you don't already." Well, what could this mean? It means two things, right? One, It is a little concerning as a fan, of course, when I read Season 6 and Season 7 are both coming, but there's still some waiting. Yes, now how much waiting, right? Now, I'm not trying to sound impatient. Of course, it takes time, but it sounds like Season 6 is already in the can and ready to go. So if that's the case, we're just waiting on Netflix, which we already have confirmed that's to be the case. How much waiting? I'm thinking, guys, August might be when, but if this is meaning more than that, like a longer wait than that, maybe you guys who said October, it could be right. But when it comes to what Aaron Ehasz and Justin Richmond are working on, I think they'll most likely share some artwork and possibly a poster for Season 6. Now, if they want to get really generous, they can share some storyboards too, right? Love to see that and speculate and theorize. But I do think we're probably going to be getting a poster, right? Now, that's not a bad thing. I don't think they'll attach a release date to it because we know that a release date was supposed to be attached to that Season 6 official trailer. So I'm almost wondering, it's a poster, it's some artwork, maybe some storyboards. Could that be enough to kind of hold us over? What do you guys think? But Aaron Ehasz was not done because he also replied to a couple of fans in his mentions. One fan asked, and I quote, "I have a question. Will we see Queen Anya in Season 6? My friend was wondering." And Aaron replied, yes. Now, I was already saying to myself, she's 99.9% confirmed to be in Season 6. Remember in the teaser trailer, we talked about it with my breakdown, and there was no chance that she wasn't going to be in Season 6. So it's nice to get it officially confirmed. Another fan asked, and I quote, "Can we expect some new short stories soon enough?" And Aaron Ehasz replied, "Unfortunately, no, but other cool things are coming." Why? Why? Oh man, as someone who is actually in love with the Reflections short stories series that they put out on the website, man, it's really helpful in aiding in the overall experience. Not only do I get to come here and break it down for you on the channel, but we get to read it together, and we get to get some more insight on these characters, and it builds out the world of the Dragon Prince. So the fact that we're not getting any Reflections short story series for Season 6 is, it's a little sad. However, could Aaron Ehasz mean that we won't get short stories anytime soon, or really we won't get them at all? Because if we don't get them at all, that might be a little concerning for Season 7. They probably won't do it then either, will they? So maybe they've just got some time crunch, and I don't want them to overwork themselves either. It is sad though, because man, those short stories were so good. So if anyone on the team is watching this, we would love it if we could get some Reflections short stories for Season 6 and 7. But y'all, that's about all we got for this news roundup. Am I mad? No. Am I sad that we don't have an official trailer and a release date? Of course. But do I believe that the team is being, in a way, held back? Maybe, right? I feel like they've got a lot ready to go. It's just a matter of timing on the Netflix side of things. So I hope that Netflix and Wonderstorm can sit down and come together on an agreement for the release date. I hope those talks happen soon, because it would be really sad if we don't get this in September or October. Like, what does that mean for the Dragon Prince moving forward? So once we get the release date, I think we'll all be at ease. But let's hope it's still in 2024. In that mid-August range would be nice. But if not, I just gotta keep being patient, you guys. But let me know down below in the comments your thoughts on this news. Does it get you a little bit more excited for Season 6? Or now do you have some questions? And if you do, throw them in the comments below and let's have that conversation. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, you guys. Why? Because we got more Dragon Prince to talk about. Season 6 and the final season, Season 7 is not out yet. So that means we got a lot more to produce right here on the channel for each and every one of you. Alrighty, y'all. Well, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for your support, as always. And put down the bread sandwich. It's not worth it. I promise you. Alrighty, y'all. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.